Hey, I'm Andy, and welcome to Rock, Roll, and Red Plaid. The Dodies are a young garage rock duo from Israel. The Dodies have been working with current Sons of Apollo and former Guns N' Roses guitarist Ron Bumblefoot Thal, who also joins us today. All right, and on that note, Rock Roll and Red Plaid podcast. Can everybody introduce themselves and what they do in this project here?
I'm Yoni. I'm the lead singer of the Dodies.
I'm Ron, and I'm the drummer and kind of the bass player.
I am Andy Connolly, and I interview bands.
Love it. You know what's funny? Just to my left here, look what I put on my eggs this morning. Whoop.
It's more than delicious. It's delicious.
Yes, and it is.
Very
nice,
good.
Nice fried egg sandwich with a little bit of Bumblicious sauce there. Every musician has their aha moment. Who was their song that made them go, okay, I want to do that?
Oh, well, I'd listen to a lot of cheesy kind of pop and hip hop until one of my friends let me listen to Rape Me by Nirvana.
Interesting, because wasn't that the song they had they killed off of SNL? Like he played it real quick and then
I think it was the MTV Music Awards, and I never really went back to the kind of music I heard before till this day. Yeah, I guess I see a lot of Gen Z kids listening to Nirvana as well. I mean,
yeah,
it's still kind of a big thing.
Yeah, I keep hearing so much about this band. I really got to hear them.
Absolutely.
You should give them a try.
A little bit, yeah.
I remember listening like at a very when you're a teenager and you're sitting at the back of the car, listening to stuff and watching the road and whatnot. I don't know. I remember like listening to Green Day. Actually, I was thinking, that must be so much fun. Like playing in a band. That's something I should try one day.
Yeah,
it's a very random moment that I remember kind of vividly.
And for Bumble here, going,
I was 5 years old. I heard the Kiss Alive album just came out, and I was like, "That's what I want to do." Aha!
Yes,
that was the moment.
None of your actual aha moments were "Take on Me." That wasn't the actual aha moment. Little aha.
It should have been. We missed out. Hang on.
Oh no.
What do you call it? Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Oh, he's here. Here we go. Take on me.
Okay, enough.
Yeah, I would know. Very good that you could. That doesn't surprise me. You picked that straight out of the gate there. That was great.
Well, I'm actually a very big Aha fan. And
Cool. All right. Well, my second question after that, that was great. I see a lot more duos popping up. I know Royal Blood kind of not started it, but like the resurgence. There's a band here in Boston called Pillbook, who's also a duo. Was it a conscious decision to be the two of you guys, or did it just wind up just being the two of you guys, or was it always just like we're gonna do a duo thing?
Yoni and I actually talk about it every now and then. It's we used to be a trio. We do see a lot of duos around, and our conclusion is, it must have something to do with the lack of players these days, at least in our area. or people that you can actually click with. And I mean, Yoni and I grew up together, and it's not, we have this personal connection before the musical connection, which is just as crucial, if not more crucial. But for us, it came from necessity, the duo thing.
I guess a lot of it is kind of a logistics thing. I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of bands probably found ways to sound like they have more instruments with less instruments, and it's just a bit more convenient that way.
Yeah, because the way same thing I mentioned Pillbook before. We did a bunch of shows with them, and my band was a 4-piece. But man, they sounded so much bigger. There's a difference between sounding big and loud. These guys sounded big. Like there was a thickness to their sound, and I see the same thing with you guys. I mean, I was listening this morning to No Silver Lining, is it? Man, that when that everything kicks in, it felt like a Tyson punch to the head, it was like, whoa, okay, I'm awake. And I loved the Grand Funk Railroad cover, by the way. That was really, really well done. My baby, she's all right. My baby, clean out of sight. Don't you know that she's some kind of wonderful? She's some kind of wonderful. Yeah, she. And again, the same thing. It sounded big. I'm like, there's two guys in the room. This is great, but it's that great wide sound. The music videos, because I love the concepts of what you guys do. I did not expect to see Yoni in a crop top in that first beginning part. I love these different concepts you guys have. Like I have my notes here: Sweet Solitude. That's okay. I'll show you where the outside is. The pictures in your head, the birds. It's the sweetest solitude. Do you guys produce those or direct those, write the concepts, or how do those?
Well, we have a friend that's been helping us since we were little kids. Eden Zimmer, his name is. He's going to help us with our next video for Science.
Science!
Science! And we pretty much, as many bands must these days, do it independently. And write the scripts and write the ideas and think of ways to shoot it.
Good to wear many hats in different avenues of things there. There it is. Hey, literal humor. You can't beat it. This question actually is for the hatted gentleman in the corner here. This is for Ron Bumble here. Wow, look at this hat collection. Love this here. For you, how did you get to work with these gentlemen here? And what really set them apart from different groups?
December 2018.
Okay.
And they were recording at a studio in Texas. And a friend of the guy that owned the studio reached out to me and said, "You should work with these guys. I think it would go well." And I listened to them. I was like, "They don't need me. They're fine without me. They sound great." And he said, "Trust me, come here." And so I went out there and did 3 songs that ended up on the Ride album, the first album, and that was it. So yeah, we hit it off. We clicked. We kept on going, and here we are.
And here we are with some red plaid dude in Danvers, Massachusetts. So, all right. I was like asking this about different musicians. It could be with the Dodies or any other project you've had. Best gig and worst gig. What was that you can talk about?
Who wants to go first on that one?
I mean, I can throw a few out there if you want. I got to play a very, it's not Boston, but it's Cambridge, the little city next to to Boston. There's a club there called the Middle East. Playing that night, it was 600 people, which is probably, for me, that was like, okay, here we go, and hanging on the backstage thing there were a bunch of pictures of people who were there before, and there's a picture of Chickenfoot there, who of course I don't have my guitar there right with me, but I have one of Joe Satriani's picks he flicked at me once, glued onto my front guitar there. So I insisted, Joe being on stage right always, but I'm usually a stage left guy. I'm like, I need to complete full circle here. So that night I got to tread the similar ground of Joe there, because love Joe's one of my favorites. So that was a good one, and good response all around. Worst gig is probably when I hit my head on a disco ball jumping off the stage once and almost scalped my head. Yeah, that didn't pan out too well. I'll leave it at that. But it was one of those other places.
Ouch.
Yeah, and it was a full. Yeah, no, not good.
What he didn't mention is that it was a disco ball full of spikes and razor blades sticking out.
That's
also,
what it felt like. It really did. I tell you.
With like an axe in the middle of it. So it was really
Gene Simmons mini bass axe there. Yeah.
What
about you, Yoni? Best and worst.
Best and worst. I don't know, man. That's an intense question, because I had some worse gigs. I had some good gigs. To me, a good gig is a gig
that's
that
okay. It happens.
Depressed. If I don't get depressed after a gig, that's a good gig for me. That sometimes it doesn't even matter the amount of humans there. Like we had a really nice gig at a festival in Southeast Texas that I remember we had a good time at.
But no, I get that though. Sometimes it's not even the amount of people; it's the vibe of the place.
Just how you feel.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, there's been gigs where we've played, and everybody who's there is like 5 or 10 people, and they're just watching the Patriots game and kind of like, oh, they're still playing, oh, whatever. But eventually, you win them over, and they're like, okay, I like that song. I'm like, okay, here you go. Not knocking the Patriots, of course, but no, never. Where did the name the Dodies came from? Because I've heard some interesting band names, and yours works. I love how it works, but I was talking to my friend earlier, and he's got his band that's called Anti-Chemical Straitjackets, which, of course, for being a hardcore punk band, that works. Totally works. But the Dodies. So where did that? And I see Yoni's wearing the Dodies shirt today. So there you go.
Stand behind your product.
Yes,
stand
indeed.
behind your product.
Any ideas, or is it just one of those things?
Well, it was just a nickname I had as a kid, Dodie. So I figured it could be a catchy band name,
Yeah.
It rolls on the tongue, I guess. But here in the Middle East, like in Israel, people don't really it's hard for them to pronounce it. Like in the States, kind of people can pronounce it, but over here they call us the Dodies.
Oh no.
Yeah, they think we're
It's kind of like when Thin Lizzy formed and they couldn't pronounce the TH, so they called themselves, some people whether it's Belfast or Dublin, it's Tin Lizzy, depending on yeah, right. Yeah. Of course.
Tin Lizzy
too, of course. But
Tin Lizzy.
Yeah. When you guys were in Dublin, did you guys happen to see Phil Lynot's statue there, or was that not where you guys were at? I know that
we weren't in Dublin. I've seen it online, the statue. Yeah. So one day it's on the bucket list. But we were in Donegal up north.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Very good.
It's a pretty majestic part of the country.
Yes, Inch Island, an island in a lake. And that's where Owen, our trusty compatriot, our comrade, his studio, and it's everything wonderful.
like I said, I really love Sweet Solitude because something tells me that would have been good in the Napoleon Dynamite soundtrack. I don't know why, but it feels like that was
Maybe the dance.
yes. What is instead of what was it, that Cyndi Lauper tune? Is that the one that they had in there? I forget, but and I mean that, of course, in the best way possible, because now that I can mention, you guys had the skills. There it is. You have the skills to do it there. But is there any other artist that you'd love to either write a song with, collab with, anybody, and any of you three?
Yeah, I don't know. I hope we can work with the quintessential rock god of modern times, kind of Dave Grohl. Seems to be a good guy and fun person to work with. So I wish.
Dave seems like he would be really into, like, he really gets involved in projects. He doesn't just do anything haphazardly. So no, which you shouldn't either. So for me, I'd have to say this guy Josh Ramsey, who's a singer songwriter, for the primary reason that he just has this killer ear for writing, whether it be pop music or straight up crazy prog stuff. I take vocal lessons from his sister, actually, and he's in a group called Mariana's Trench. I don't know if any of you have known that name, but everything from straightforward pop music, but there's some deep cuts of their record that go straight into like deep cuts of Queen 2, that kind of style stuff. Like, so very wacky stuff there. It really depends. And would love to do something with him, just even if it's just something goofy, anything would be great.
Sounds good.
And I mean,
give it a listen.
Ron, what about you, Ron?
As far as writing songs, he only writes the songs. I would assume it's I kind of know it. It's a very personal process for him. But as far as collaborating, as touring with bands, I don't know. I would gladly tour with Death from Above if we're talking about Canadian acts.
Oh, okay.
I've seen them live in Europe once.
Oh, okay.
And they're a duo. So if you hear us, if you're watching this, hit us up.
Death from Above.
It's a good combo.
That would be, and then get the guys from Pillbook here in Boston do a three bill duo thing there. That'd be great.
Pillbook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to show Aaron this. Aaron, you got fans, go. But Ron looked like he was deep in research there. I don't know what he was doing.
Yeah, I was looking up Josh Ramsey.
Yeah.
So he's got some serious songwriting. This is cool.
Yeah. Told you, hey.
Yeah, good stuff.
And his sister Sarah's my vocal teacher, so I've been, in the best way possible, she's been kicking my butt to get me into good vocal shape. So absolutely. Can't really hit the high notes yet like Yoni can, but we'll get there. But one last thing before we get going. When you started writing your own songs, because I know usually when you start writing, you don't have your own sea legs as at first. Yes, you don't know what your sound is going to be like. What was your jumping off point musically for what was your jumping off point, to start from, songwriting wise?
Well, we had a Hebrew punk band called We Suck for a little while.
What a way to announce your quality of work as your band.
Yeah, well, it wasn't bad. I mean,
it was good.
Yeah.
You ever hear this band? Yeah. Oh, they're great. What are they called?
We suck.
Oh, yeah. No guarantees. We suck. It's a very liberating name.
Well, I mean, hey, punk bands all around got the crazy names. Either it's that or like I said, my friend's group, Anti-Chemical Straight Jackets, greatest name in that front, I'd say. Oh my gosh, my old band was called Something Something Buy a T-shirt because we didn't care about names. It's just like we would put whatever name in front of us. We are this and this. Buy a T-shirt.
I would assume, you know, there must have been like 10 We Sucks before us. So
Oh no.
yeah,
All right.
it's my guess.
Yeah. Well.
We suck, and then they practiced a little, and they became we're okay.
Yeah, that's the yeah.
We've
That was the
improved.
plan.
Some people think we're
That
good.
was the plan.
Some people think we're okay now. We got 100 likes on Facebook now.
Yeah, you gotta earn your name, you know.
Yeah.
Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah. All righty. Thank you guys so much. You know,
Yeah.
also, Ron, I'd be amiss without mentioning about a year or two ago, I got a cameo from you about doing the creations of I have it on my YouTube channel way back. One Good Thing a Day. That would have been me. And I have done so, and best I can, and hopefully solo LP number 3 will be out soon for me. So
Nice.
you know, I sent that to you guys. I don't know if I sent it to Ron, but Lost Tracks of Time is the new one, the new song. So
Very cool. Good. Congrats.
yes, thank you. And also I was watching the Sons of Apollo Comfortably Numb this morning. Done that just second best to David Gilmour there. That was killer.
I didn't know what I was doing.
That's with the orchestra, right? Where was that? That's a cool venue.
It was in Plovdiv, Bulgaria.
Ooh, okay.
At an old Roman amphitheater. Yeah.
Okay, I could see that. Yeah, wow.
Well, cool. I'm glad you dug it. Thank you.
Yeah, and hopefully, guys, you had a good time here, and we'll hopefully see you sometime soon.
We did.
Nick, if you're coming to Boston, let me know. We'll have fun.
Woo!
All right.
All right.
See you
Yeah.
guys.
Hopefully soon.
All right.
Thank you so
Rock
much.
Roll and Red Plaid, and we'll see you later. Signing off.